1, 2, 3. and gentlemen, welcome to Raymond Terrace Bowling Club before the 2024-5 Rookies Pairs State Finals. We're coming to you live here from the hangar, home of the Raymond Terrace Jets. Our first up game, Bega and Picton. And they're just rolling the jack for the first end now. Nice bright background. Something's going on with the audio. I'm just going to go silent for a moment. Well, good morning and welcome to Raymond Terrace Bowling Club for the 2024-25 Bowls New South Wales Rookies. It's round one underway, the morning session, and we're about to get underway for the first four sections. We have the pair of Renoufs from Picton up against the Bega pair. So the rookies pairs, 3-bowl pairs, played 12 ends per match. Fairly short games. But we do play 3 games back-to-back. 3 bowls per player. And a respot in play, so if the jack is set in motion and goes out of bounds or over the face of the bank or rebounds to the distance of less than 18 metres from the mat line, the end is not dead, but the jack is respotted at the tee. So the rookies, huge entries this year. So this is a Section 2 match. It's Shane Thomas and Russell Northey from Bega. And they're up against Melinda Renouf and Jarrod Renouf of Picton. So Russell on the mat now. Big thank you to Raymond Terrace. They've been our state finals host and sponsor since the first Bowls New South Wales event back in 2009. It's when Bowls New South Wales adopted the rookies tournament. Went into singles and pairs. Of course, the rookies concept was pioneered through Bondi Bowling Club. A fellow by the name of Mick Bell championed that effort. Mick also championed Bowls New South Wales, making it a statewide event. And after a little bit of cajoling and a bit of support from staff members at the time and other officials, it was adopted. and has been now one of our most popular events on our calendar, and certainly very well loved by those who compete. So Jarrod just going to drop a little bit short with that one. So 12 ends. We are bringing you 6 matches today. We have sections 1 through to 4. We'll be playing their 3 matches, and then at around about 2:15 we'll be underway with sections 5 to 8. Tomorrow, quarter-final, semi-final, final. Same time tomorrow, around 8:45 start. We should be finished by approximately 2 p.m. That'll allow time for the singles players to come in, and local gala will be on Friday afternoon. The singles starts on Saturday morning, about this time again. Same format with 4 sections in the AM, 4 in the PM, and then our quarter semi-final on Sunday. And Jarrod has a great line with this bowl. Just close. One shot to Bega to get us underway. So we'll go with the medium length end. Shane Thomas. His first bowl of the second end. And we are coming to you live through both BowlsNSW Facebook and YouTube channels. Shane just looking for a little bit less weight than his previous 2. Runs through just a fraction. Chance for Melinda to grab the closest with her last bowl. Just going to run through a little bit. So all the bowls passed. Might be just a little bit quicker going this direction. Oh, I'm told that this is usually the slower direction, so... So they've compensated for knowing that it might be slightly slower going towards the road. So Russell Northey looks to have decent speed. Will it just carry on enough? Well, that is the shot. Going to drop in behind as well. Excellent bowl. And if anybody's wondering, no, there's not something wrong with the camera or your screen. There's just a little bright patch in behind the jack. The sun, nice brilliant day here, shining through the jacarandas along Jacaranda Avenue out in front of Raymond Terrace Bowling Club. Very picturesque. Been known to have wedding parties stop in the middle of the road, take their wedding photos in amongst the brilliant jacaranda blooms. Or is it the real reason they want to come and see the bowls? One of the two. So a fantastic pair of bowls from Russell Northey. Can he add another with his last? Jarrod, he's just trying to get one in there now. They're a couple down. That'll be the third shot at least. A chance for Russell Northey of Bega. Plays the same bowl again. He'll be holding a brilliant three. Not sure who has the respot with the bowls at the back. Do think it'd be the green one, so it'd be Bega again, and that's definitely a third. Rolls his own in. It just makes that head a little tighter, but there is a nice path in there on the backhand side for Jarrod Renouf. Will need a precise bowl, but can play just a slightly tight line with the draw. He's got a couple to rest on. Certainly no real attacking shot available. He's got decent effort with this one. Just going to fade a little bit too short. Very good effort, but he's still going to be three down. Having a close look. Maybe the third one close now. 12 end game. You don't want to give your opponents too much of a head start, but that's three great bowls from Bega and a couple of good efforts from Picton as well. But it is a count of three to Bega. Stupid things. No, I don't know what's going on. There's a couple of sets of headphones there when you want to grab them. Yeah. Got no middle camera. Wait till you test it. Well, we're blessed here at Raymond Terrace. At the hangar, the home of the Jets. We've got two of the Jets' finest. A couple of fellas who have each won a state singles championship. Know this green like the back of their hand. We've got Matty Bowse and Lennon Scott. Welcome, guys.
Morning, Andrew. Yeah, morning, Andrew. Lennon.
It's a good start for Bega in this game. So Matty and Lennon, they're the gurus of the bowls organisation here at the Terrace. The architects of part of their success. And I marked a state singles final that, well, one of them anyway, that Matty won. Wasn't out there very long. He played absolutely spectacular bowls.
Yeah, that was just a lucky day, I think. Just happened to find it early and got Fergie off on a little off day, so I was a bit lucky there.
Well, I wasn't going to mention Fergie, but you did.
Can't miss that opportunity.
Any opportunity you take it.
Bit of friendly rivalry there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good, mate.
Guys, this is rookies have been here, home of the state finals, you could say now, since 2009. And it doesn't look like we're going to get our traditional rain today. It looks like a brilliant sunny day.
You know, look at the forecast. The next 4 days are supposed to be spectacular, so rain. Wouldn't matter here anyway, Andrew, with the covers we've got.
Well, we did say that the first 5 years we were here, we got a torrential downpour at least once in every competition. And it was, everyone looked and went, gee, we're glad we're under the covers. So just struggling to get a full handle on the speed here. The grass line not too bad from the players. Because we've always said there is a slight difference in the speed in the two directions on this green. But something you need to adjust to. They will run on just a little more coming in this direction towards the clubhouse. I don't think I'm good enough to notice that. You guys might be.
It is quite noticeable. We had quite a few of the rookies turn up earlier in the week having a roll up, and a lot of them were popping their head into the shop and asking me that question about if it was a bit quick come back to the clubhouse. So it doesn't matter if you've been playing 12 months or 20 years, you still notice it.
And also, when you've been playing 12 months or 20 years, it still takes a little bit of getting used to it, does it? And obviously, the quicker the green, the bigger the difference. So the faster it's running, the difference is going to be larger between one end and the next. Not sure what the speed is out there today, Matty. Did you go out and time it?
I didn't, mate. I just turned up. Actually, I had a school drop off, so I've only just turned up.
So how do you guys handle that? With you just adjust your aiming point, or just touch that you know how much speed you're going to deliver the ball with?
It's just a feel thing. I think you just go out there. That's what you make use of the roll up. You sort of pick your spots on the green where your aiming points are, and then you just try to feel the weight, make adjustments along the way. Like Matty always says, you can't coach weight. You just got to go out there and feel it. So you can align yourself and point yourself in the right direction, but in the end, you're going to be able to get a handle on the green and get a feel for the speed yourself.
So do you have an aiming point that you move up and down the green, or do you use a bank? Or
Me?
Yeah.
I sort of take a shoulder of the bowl approach, and then that just moves, more or less just moves up and down the rink on a consistent,
Yeah.
on a consistent line. You just move that spot, that turning point up and down that line, up and down the green, depending on where the jack is.
So basically, the slower the green is, the further up you'll aim, because that's what the shoulder will be further up the green.
Yep.
Good shot there. So fill me in, Andrew. I've just turned up. Who have we got playing out here, mate?
Shane Thomas and Russell Northey from Bega. They're the colourful uniforms. They're
Look
blue,
great.
maroon.
It looks, you know what it looks like? It looks like a sunset over the Hunter River at Raymond Terrace. That's what it looks like.
That's probably a sunset over the river at Bega, though.
Yep. I'm sure it
It's
is.
a great looking shirt.
And then we've got the lightning on the Picton shirts from husband and wife, Melinda and Jarrod Renouf.
Oh, brilliant.
And you will notice there's another Renouf in the other half of the draw this afternoon. Daughter Chelsea, also qualified with another player.
That's brilliant.
I laughingly said, what if they drew each other first round on the live stream? How good would that be?
I'm not too sure how good that'd be. Could make for a little hostility in the household later in the evening.
Well, there's a little bit of a...
We've got the gala grab.
Yep. Was a little bit of a bad luck there from Russell. He's just been a little bit tight, rolled Jarrod up. Wonder if that's the little bit of luck they need just to get him kick-started.
I was just thinking that. It could be the little momentum swing there when you're struggling to score and then the opposition gives you a little favour. Now they can obviously get a chance to win mat the mat and try a different length and see if they can kick-start their campaign in the competition.
So they're playing a medium length here, so the mat was more or less in the middle of the line and the jack's in the middle of the line. They played that consistently. So now that we've turned this head over, we'll see what the opposition decides to do with their strategy. Could be interesting. I'd go one extreme or the other. We'll see what they do.
Well, I know Lee Schreiner's a big fan of T to T. See him roll that all the time. Or get his lead to roll that all the time.
She's put the mat about 4 feet up from the tee, so looks like she's looking to stretch it out a bit, Andrew.
Without giving away too many trade secrets, what would you go on this green first up against an opponent?
I think everybody's different. Everybody has their own strengths or their own, their own preferences as far as the length is concerned. So they'll sort of, if you're not going straight to that, you'll sort of work around having that as your first contingency, I'd suggest. So that'd impact what your first move is when you first go out. What do you reckon, Matty?
Especially on this green, I've got a little bit of a game plan. I usually like to go ditch to ditch up the hill, so the direction they're going now, I'd go ditch to ditch, and then if I'm lucky enough to win that end, I'd go bare minimum coming back down the hill. Just to keep the opposition, guessing with their weights all the time, try make them think about that little extra bit. But knowing the green too obviously helps.
I'm a bit bland. I like to start off with a 3/4 length just to find my weight and then sort of ease into the game, just sort of try and see if there's anything where I think I've got one up over the opponent.
I don't think that's bland. I think it's a bit of hedging your bets. If he goes one direction, you can adjust pretty easy. If he goes the other direction, you can adjust pretty easy.
Good start there by Shane.
Also depends on your opposition too, Andrew. If you know your opposition, that sort of changes your strategy as well. You know what their strengths or their weaknesses are, or you have a reasonable understanding of that. Good shot.
Well, that's where I keep my opponents guessing because my strengths and weaknesses change from week to week.
Like most of us, mate. So, Jarrod.
Melinda with the orange bowls. Shane Thomas with the green. Just dropped this one a little bit on the shy side.
Track was good. So Melinda will be looking for a similar bowl to the last. Give it a chance. Trail the jack up to the green, sit the bowl.
Don't mind that Melinda has missed long.
Yeah, that's the key. 3-bowl pairs. I think you've got to give all bowls a chance. I think short bowls are a bit redundant in this form we play. So any bowl up past the jack or in the area, you give your skip big chances to convert and less chances of dropping numbers.
That one's not too bad though. I always say anything more than 2 feet short is a complete waste.
Agree.
And you know what'll happen? I'll have a teammate who'll drop one 10 feet short next week, and the opposition will drive and hit the jack back up the green. That one will be shot, and he'll just remind me of me saying that. All right, this is a good effort from Shane. Don't mind that home at all.
Yeah, be very happy with that. In the game, probably forces Jarrod just to go back and try to draw the shot now. Touches the bonus, can make 2.
So our progress scores should start rolling through on the bottom.
You think there'll be some nerves, Andrew? Round 1, state title?
Definitely. Definitely would be. We always tell people, just go out and have some fun. That's what you're here for. That's what we play bowls for, to enjoy ourselves. But there's one thing to have that thought, and there's another thing to actually enact it.
That's right.
And look, if you're playing a big match and you're not nervous...
This is very interesting, this one. I'm sorry, Andrew. playing through all the traffic when he's got an open draw.
Might really favour his forehand. I'll bet, Bousey, you've won multiple state championships, even won an Australian, haven't you?
Yeah, Australian singles.
I'll bet you still get nervous going out to play a club championship game.
Absolutely. There's always nerves before any game, but I've always said if you're not nervous before any sport or anything you do, you shouldn't be doing it. You know, nerves is a good thing. I think nerves mean that it actually means something to you. I've always believed in that. So if you've got no feeling before you go out and do anything, I don't think there's a purpose for doing it. So I always believe there's nerves that actually mean something to you.
Well, it's being comfortable that you're going to go out and do your best and play to your ability because you know what you're doing. But there's still that little bit of nerves, bit of excitement, a little bit of adrenaline.
Yeah, I don't think this one will get back.
And with the adrenaline, like you touched on these fast greens, you know, if there is a little bit of adrenaline and you let it go that little bit, you know, it can sail through quite easily. So they are hard greens, but I'm sure as the games develop throughout the day, you'll see a lot closer heads.
Well, you settle into your rhythm.
So he's probably on a good track here, Jarrod. Just got to clear the front. It's a chance.
Down the line. Yeah.
Oh, it's unlucky.
Just got it back to
Yeah, it's a good effort.
Shane Thomas Bowl.
Looks like they're holding two now.
Oh, just the one. White bowl there is Jarrod's.
I think they're two green bowls, Andrew. I think it's a light green, dark green.
It is definitely a light green bowl.
Oh, it is two then.
So he's changed his hands.
Maybe I should go get some new gloves. Does look a little bit white on the screen.
I think he's on a good track here too, Russell. Just got to run the journey.
It's not quite going to make it.
Well,
Yeah, track was great.
As the boys pointed out, it is a light green bowl, so it's two. And they'll go to an extremely handy lead a third of the way through the game.
8-1. Yeah, a bit unlucky, the big Picton team. He played a good shot, cut it down the line,
Yeah,
give him an extra one.
6-1, mate.
Yeah, Andrew's quick, mate. He's
6-1,
updated
was it?
straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Just a bit too sharp for you.
Hadn't even declared the head yet, Andrew.
It's pretty good considering he thought one of them was white.
Oh, no, I'll admit when I'm wrong. Doesn't happen often, but I am occasionally. So, for the Bega team, it's a case now, I reckon, don't be too greedy. Just try and score ones. The next few ends really heap the pressure on.
Yeah.
Whereas for Picton, just go, you know what? It's only 5 shots. We've got 8 ends to go. We just win 2 of the next 3, claw it back.
Yep, and that can be set up by Melinda. You know, if Melinda, you know, has a good end here, puts 2 or 3 on it, then puts Russell under a bit of pressure, you know, that can start to, where the momentum can start to change. So it all starts from the lead, I think, in 3 bowl pairs.
Interesting thing you said last time, Matty, about the Bega bowls being a good position from the lead. They're always in the game. The Picton skipper came down and back cut the jack.
Yeah.
They didn't have any backward. And
Yeah.
They went worse off. So
Yeah.
they're a case in point.
Yeah, it's where you miss, you know, and that's what happens, you know, if you do miss, where you miss, you know, the percentage of where you missed.
There's a good line again. She's got the weight here. She's very, very good. She's all over it.
Just going to slide
Yeah.
through a little bit. That's
Jeez, keep
good,
going.
though.
It's a very good opener, though.
And a good thing here at the hangar, boys, the Jets members still getting behind the rookies after all this time. Got a full count of people queuing up to mark on Saturday.
Yeah, Matty filled it up in a day.
Yeah, I'll say that, yeah.
And you got some people who are going to mark all 6 games.
Yep.
Yeah,
How
they're,
keen are they?
Yeah.
they're backing up on Sunday morning.
One of the members brought to me attention that I had to put the sheet up. It was only last week for markers for this event. And I wasn't stressed because I knew how good our volunteers are. So I put it up on a Wednesday after our social, and it was filled up within 20 minutes.
And you got the king of the umpires out there, the KFC man himself.
He's dedicated. He actually takes a week's annual leave to come and umpire the rookies event. So he's dedicated. We give him a little bit of flick, but he's actually very good umpire firstly, but he's a good bloke. Good bloke firstly, and he's a good umpire.
Oh, I think you had it right the first one. Firstly, a good umpire.
You guys said you wore earplugs when you saw him come in, though.
Yeah. As long as I'm up here, he's leaving me alone.
Good home again from Melinda in behind.
Yeah, that's right. I was about to say that. Last end they didn't have a bowl pass. This end they got two bowls passed. Let's see if the fortunes change as a consequence.
I like that from Jarrod, even though that bowl looks like on the draw line, with how quick these greens are running, that is not in your way. That bowl will well and truly come back around that.
Correct.
Yeah, it's more than 2 metres short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at least 18 inches around that.
If she's got good weight, she's on a great track.
And look, it might even work in a favour that
This is a
forces
great
her to
shot.
take a grass.
It did, Andrew. Forced her onto the right line, I reckon.
It's a great shot. Melinda, 3 well-positioned bowls too.
Close to 2 shots there. And the live view actually looks even better for 2. Can see that out the window here. Up in
Good
the
crowd
fifth bowl.
too. Good crowd, Andrew.
Yeah, there's been a few people, and there was plenty here rolling up yesterday.
What wasn't there?
Did we have the first people coming for a fortnight before, like we have it in previous years?
Yep. I had a lady travelling from Harrington. She was coming up from about the last month, once or twice a week, every day from Harrington.
Wow. I wish I was that keen for a game of bowls.
She was keen. She played in our socials, then she would hang around and roll up after it.
Actually,
He's going to bring the party undone, is he?
It's a great effort there by Russell.
I think he's just fallen out, actually.
He has
Yeah,
to.
still favour the back bowl. Good chance here for Jarrod. Little touch of the jack.
Do suggest to some of the rookies, though, that they don't practice too much the day before. Maybe have 20 minutes, half an hour on each green.
We've got the weight here. He's good.
Just needs to clear that.
He's-
He has. Little straighten.
Touch. Yeah. Might have hung him around, I think. Yeah, I reckon that's in. Looking at the window, I reckon it's in.
Bit harder scrape would have been better.
Yeah, looked like Melinda might have just indicated that it just fell out.
Okay.
But well weighted there by Jarrod. Still a big chance.
Got to stick on his backhand now.
Well, he's got.
This one needs to run.
He's on a good track here, Russell.
No, he's drawn it.
That's
What a
the
great shot.
Oh, and sat in front of the jack, which is important.
It's made it a lot more difficult, hasn't it? I think he's got to attack at some point, and I'd be doing it now.
That bowl, if it hadn't fallen over, it would have left the opportunity for a trail back for 3 or 4 or more. But that's just sat in a good spot.
Oh, he's trying to draw it. Oh, if he does it, he's a genius. He's close.
It's a very good effort.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good.
Well, this bowl's got to be passed on the boys. I mean, surely you've got to get this one passed and take the opportunity to score away.
Well, the big thing is there's no touches, and the tee is at least 3 down. You want to get back to the tee.
Yeah, definitely. Here's a chance the shot bowl can go off clean, but that's only for 1 or 2. But Russell's just played 3 great shots here. That's perfect.
It's a pretty good spot.
Second shot to the tee.
Very good.
First and third. He's recovered that well there. Melinda did put the pressure on him on the crossover, but Russell's rescued that really well.
I'd be attacking here, boys.
Yep.
I would not back myself to draw this one.
No, and you could get lucky and get the back one with a bit of the jack too.
Needs to be very precise. I think it's just under the
He's
line.
Touch
pulled the
shy.
weight off.
No, not quite there.
Well, full credit to Russell. 3 great bowls.
Just thought, yeah, they were 3 good bowls, but I just thought that the second bowl from the skipper needed to be an attacking bowl so that he could have a chance to score. Even if the Picton boys or the Bega boys did draw a shot, you've still got a shot to play to make a number with your last bowl. I really think the second bowl had to be an attacking shot. But anyway, like they're rookies, but you know, if you do go back and watch it back, maybe you can see an opportunity there.
Yeah, we're not being critical here. We're just expressing the opinions that these guys have played on these greens a lot, and they're not backing themselves to draw the fine toucher there.
Nah.
Sometimes I think we try to be too precise and too exact
Yeah.
And often one of the best shots to play is I'm going to hit that bowl and see what happens. I've got a few chances, and if it works, great. And the other thing is, if you go, well, I'm just going to rumble up and see what happens, you're not putting pressure on yourself to be exact.
It's all about calculated risks, Andrew. You take a calculated risk. You know, if the reward outweighs the risk, or the reward, you get what I'm saying. If the reward's good enough for the risk, then you take it. But if it's not, then you sort of start to second guess yourself. In that last instance, it definitely was. He had to play some sort of weight at it.
You're down, you've got to be up. You've got to reach.
Start by Shane.
It's been in the area, Shane.
Yeah.
Hasn't been too far away with most of them.
Now, great Bobby Bartlett. I don't know whether you guys would know Bob. Probably before your time. He always said, you're going to attack, make sure you've got one to fix.
Yep.
So your second last bowl is a good time to play that attacking shot.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
And back yourself to fix any damage you do. You would also say don't take any stupid risks. If you only got one bowl in the head, you don't go attacking it.
That's brilliant by Shane.
Good shot.
Right to the jack.
Got the touch.
That's a great shot.
Good thing for Picton is he's just fallen over away from the jack. Well, this looks to have a little bit of a push on it.
Yeah, it does.
Not wasted, though. Not wasted.
Oh, that's not too bad, though.
Yeah, not wasted.
You do often find that you get a bowl close and the instinct is I've got to be ripping at that.
Yeah. Just be, trying to just draw a good second shot. That bowl and jack high, they're just falling inside that. If you happen to beat it, you can draw the shot. Second shot's great. She's got good position too now with the first two bowls. So, I'd like to see her just go back and try to draw the shot here.
Well, even if you draw, you think to yourself, okay, I've just got to be 6 inches past, 15 centimetres.
This is drawing with confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, with that last bowl finishing where it has, she can actually play with a bit of confidence up. Trail the jacks, hit a bowl.
Oh, she's undercooked the line, undercooked the weight. Oh. Bugger.
Yeah, still didn't even reach jack high, so...
We've all been there and done that. I don't think she meant to play the weight with the second one that she did. Finished a lot further behind than what she anticipated, and then obviously trying to correct on that, then she's dropped shorter than what she thought she was going to. That's the way I saw it anyway.
Yeah.
The old country fellas, back where I started playing bowls up on the North Coast, they'd say, you got a bit of dirt in your eye there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what they meant was the eyes have seen it and you've just...
Yeah. Like I said, they're definitely not wasted bowls, the first two, so... Jarrod's got something to play to here.
Well,
That's a very good shot. Probably counts too, it does.
good home. Critical end for the Picton pair now too. Few down, really need to get... Just draw one.
Yeah, I'd say it's from nearly a must-end win for the Picton combo.
I think I'd be very hesitant to draw another one in there. I'd be trying to get back to those bowls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never underestimate your opponent, because as soon as you do, they will punish you.
Absolutely. Holding a good forward too, so he's done well here.
He's all over it.
Yeah, very well played, Russell.
And I've seen plenty of times where someone's underestimated their opponent and they've not even deliberately played a good shot, but they've
holes.
Here we
tried to
go.
do something else.
Oh.
Good intent.
I like the intent. Bit of a shame. I think he even touched and his bowls just ran out of bounds as well. I think just go back and draw a shot now, Russell. his second bowl, got furthest on the rink. I think let's go back and draw another one. Put the pressure back onto Jarrod again.
Don't mind that call from Shane. He's indicated a spot about a metre behind the jack. Counts. Splits up those three straight in behind. Just gets through that gap.
Well, he's done it well again.
It's pretty good.
That'll count. That's 5 now.
Big bowl.
Well, you're going to back yourself to run, or are you going to try and draw?
He's trying to draw it. He's on a good track. This is all on pace.
It'll turn. It's just a matter if he's got the weight. Get through there. Oh, that
he's
is
done
a very good
really
shot.
well.
That is a very good shot.
Looks like he might have drawn third shot.
Well, that's a
It's
good
It's a big save.
second even. Not 2.
Well, there's still a fair few behind. It's 9-1, but you miss that completely, and all of a sudden it's 12-1, and it's put down your glasses.
Absolutely.
They're on that 1.5 per end needed now, so still in grave difficulty.
Yeah, the Picton combo would just be trying to look at winning back-to-back ends, you know. If you can get 2 multiples, back-to-back ends, you're right back in the game. But these Bega combo are pretty deadly on these little short ends, so they desperately need to try and win the mat back.
Well, can you remember a game when you thought you were gone and you managed to come back into it?
Yep.
I think everybody's got a story
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think every bowler can say that. Yeah.
I'll bet you can. Well, you probably don't want to remember somewhere you were well and truly in front and got run down.
I remember them well.
Probably remember them better than the other ones.
Yeah, that's brilliant. He's on fire, Shane.
I do remember what I regard as one of the best games I ever played. We were down 9-1 after a few ends. Our opposition played, I still don't think he deliberately trailed it, but dropped a 5 where he's trailed the jack about 4 feet back to their own. And all I could think to myself was, I don't care if we get beat, but I don't want to get beat by too many.
That's right.
So I was just shut everything else out, didn't even look at the scoreboard. The next thing I knew of the score was my mate saying, we win this end, we just about got this. What?
Yeah. Yep.
I think sometimes that's the mode you need to go in, is just, okay, I'm just going to play this bowl, it's going to be close.
And I tell that to our boys in, little pre-game chats. I said, you're kidding yourself if you think it's going to go all your way for 21 ends. Momentum over 21 ends, roughly 4-hour period. It's not going to be the whole time. So you just got to hang tough. It will swing, and you see it in a lot of games where people get out to 10-0 leads, and halfway through the game it's back to 14-10. So you just got to hang tough. Like I said, you'll never get the momentum. Very rarely you'll get it for the duration of the game.
And even in these 12-end rookies games, you break it down into 3 ends at a time.
Yep.
Just win a couple of the first ones, win a couple of the next ones. Even take it end by end, just score 1.
Shane's certainly putting the pressure on though, isn't he?
Playing good.
Wow. They're getting better.
I'd like to see Melinda change over to a 4-end here, give it a chance, trail the jack back to her own, sit a bowl.
Yeah, I think she needs to get it out of there. Get it out of there, give him a chance to score. That's what I'd be doing, Matty.
Yeah, I think Jarrod's tried. He has swapped her hand, but I think he's asked to draw to the back bowl. But I'd like to see a bit more intense here. Intensity up through, sit the bowls, trail the jack. Oh, another potential counter.
She played good weight, I think. She played good weight.
That's the other thing on these greens, the 2-3 feet away to shot can be a little bit harder to play, can't it?
Very hard. There's not many lines to play those shots, unfortunately. It's pretty much a draw-drive game. I mean, there are times where you have to swallow your medicine and attempt it, but there's not really usually a line to play those little shots.
Even that shot there, right? Like, if you were playing on a grass green, you play that completely different to what you have to go out there and play it. Like, to play that shot out there today, you're playing ditch weight at that.
Yeah, you have to overplay it, definitely.
On a grass green, I think I'd be looking at 2 feet of draw on the forehand. If I hit the front one and turn it up, bad luck. But
Yep.
just inside it, sit one of the bowls, trail the jack. And if I flush hit the front one with that 2-3 feet of weight, then might be good enough to run on for shot anyway.
Yep.
But you're saying on this green, very difficult to get that line.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So you're talking 2 to 3 feet, and I'm talking ditch weight. And that's the difference.
Because when you put the 2 or 3 feet on, that seems to hold its line or swoop one of the two.
It'll just turn too early.
So on the carpet on the indoor green, you're saying when you're playing over a metre of weight, it tends to hold its line a bit
that's
longer.
right, that's
Whereas
right.
on this green, it'll swoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can grip and rip on you quickly, but yeah, you just overplay it, you know. There's a good shot on here, though. He can still bring his Melinda's lead bowls into play. Looks like he's out in a draw line.
As long
He's
as
not
he
bad.
misses the front one, he's good.
He's not bad here at all. What a shot this is.
Sensational.
What a shot. Falls
Well
back. That's a
played.
shot.
Good shot. So fingers crossed they hold on to this one, get control of the mat. I'd love to see something completely different. The lengths have been very similar for the entire game. So if the Bega boys don't pull something out here,
Ross is going to attempt on his backhand just to get up to the white one, try to stand it up once or twice to make 2 or 3. Looks to be on a fair track. He's going to get back down?
yep. Oh, too much.
Just clipped the front.
Oh, just rocked it.
Yeah, just got a view block there, but very good attempt. He's playing well too. The big combo.
Well, they've got 6 shots, all within, well, the furthest one's 3.5 feet. So they've got 6 shots all within 3 feet.
See if Jarrod can double up here.
Tighter line.
He's underneath. Needs to hold.
Weight's okay though.
Needs to hold.
Can
Needs to
flop
hold.
off that one.
Oh, that's a good
Hold
shot.
on. Oh,
that.
I think he's unlucky.
Lucky. One up to one down, I think.
That's very unlucky.
A measure.
Unfortunately, it looks like he's giving it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's unlucky. Played 2 good bowls there, Jarrod. Knowing he needed shots.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
He
shame.
gave it a chance.
9-3 would have took them to, and then control of the mat as well would have given them a chance with 5 to play. 6 behind with 5 to play. Here we go. This mat has been in this spot going this way so many times. He's left the jack a bit behind though this time. It's probably about 6 to 8 feet shorter than what we have been looking at.
We've just got to capitalise on it now for the Bega boys. 5 ends to go. 5 ones will do it.
Yeah, he's leading really well.
It's a good shot.
He's setting them up well, Shane.
So I do know Jamie gave the greens a little drink this morning. Just a few minutes.
Yeah, they do play a lot better at greens here with a bit of moisture in them. So when they dry out, they can vary in pace a lot throughout the day. When they stay like they are now wet, they will just continually be the same pace throughout the day.
Do they speed up a little bit or drop a speed when you wet them?
They'll speed up, so they'll be quicker again tomorrow. Yeah.
So they'll speed up a little bit as they dry out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Through today should be fine, but tomorrow will be completely different.
Until you get to a point where there's
Yeah.
not enough moisture in it, and then it'll just die.
Yeah.
So there's a sweet spot. If you've got too much, it's not good. If you've got too little, it's not good. You just got to try to maintain that sweet spot.
And
During the summertime, it's hard because it dries out a lot quicker. But I
you
mean,
got the
when
drier hair,
but when you've got a bit of humidity in the air or anything like that, or even a bit of rain around, it'll hold the moisture more.
And it was surprising for me because I'm used to seeing the greenkeepers water the grass greens for 20 minutes, half an hour or so in each spot.
Yep.
He said he put about 3 minutes or 4 minutes on this morning.
Yep.
And, in the middle of the summer, might go out to 8 at the most.
Yep. We still roll our synthetic greens here too. We get on the machine called the Rankin. Get the speed back in it. That's a great shot, Shane. Really putting the pressure on. Melinda.
He said he rolled the other green a couple of times a week ago. So not just put them down and forget about them. There is a little bit of maintenance to be done.
No, they certainly drop their pace. Like Lennon touched on, if they're dry and if they haven't been rolled, they can go from 17 seconds back down to about 14 pretty quickly.
It feels heavier than that because the grass line is so wide. So you're still taking the same grass as what you would be if it was running 17 or 18, but it's only like 14. So it feels weird. You get what I mean?
Yeah. You got to push them, and you're thinking,
yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Well, why am I throwing them out there? It feels odd.
Similar to when you've got a tight hand on a grass green and you've got a reasonable speed, but you're only taking 2 or 3 feet of grass, and you tend to push them too hard because your brain automatically says, hang on a minute, you're going that tight, you've got to be quick.
Yeah.
All the Bega boys, very good start again.
Oh, the lead set it up for the Bega team, to be fair. He hasn't left too many outside the yardstick, and the skipper's gone up there with very little pressure on him, I must say.
Jarrod, difficult shot again. Just trying to dead draw, weight critical.
He's done very well. Second shot. Full back. Good starter. Good starting point to work back on.
Almost be considering an attacking shot there for Picton, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, you'd be.
I think that's been most ends, hasn't it? With the pressure Shane's been putting on.
This one will be behind the head, which means it'll throw the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit, I think, for playing that attacking shot. He's not quite far enough past.
What would you play here, Andrew?
I'd actually consider playing backhand to try and get onto that shot bowl. I reckon I'd contact the jack, and you've got every catcher on that side of the green.
Well, he's heard you,
Here
mate.
he
He's had a
is.
go.
It'll get
Just
down
got to
hard
get underneath
here.
that.
Oh,
But
Oh, it's very well played.
it's actually pretty
second
good.
prize.
2 seconds.
Makes it a lot easier too.
2 seconds and everything to the left of the screen.
But that was the other thing. If it doesn't work properly and you get some contact, you've got a chance to.
I like that shot. Like the intensity.
Got to play it again, I think.
Yeah, well, Russell needs another bowl in here now. You're just looking to try beat his wide jack high bowl there. He's on a good track.
Oh, he doesn't like the
Wants it to
pace.
slow down.
Mightn't come to a bad home, though.
No, it's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going
Second
to
prize.
That's a real good home.
it's going to make it very hard to score more than 1 or 2.
Because before that, contact on that shot bowl on that backhand, you could have kicked that jack out to the left of screen. He could have ended up with 4.
Yeah, it's forced Jarrod to go back and try draw it on his forehand.
I still would have had a crack on the
Look at
backhand.
this. Look at this.
Oh.
Well, close.
What sort of... Was that a Z scoop?
I don't know what it was.
I think it
It
was.
was coming in, then went out. Another one to Bega. 3 very good shots by Jarrod, though. Minimise the damage.
Well, we'll stick with that length again. Why muck around with it?
Yeah, it's certainly working. Like I said, Shane's certainly in some rhythm, getting him off the great start every end.
Probably a little bit longer than we were last time coming this direction.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I'll just touch on, even though it looks like Melinda is struggling a little bit, she's giving a bowl a chance every end, you know. She probably knows she's not finding, you know, as well as she'd like, so every bowl is still given a chance. So Jarrod usually has still something to play to most ends, even though, yes, it is difficult, but there is always bowls past to play to.
Look, she'd probably be in that position. If you're playing lead or second in a fours team, you'd be happy enough with the performance because they're in a position to score.
You got to think. The thing you got to think about too is that, like Matty touched on, 3 bowl pairs is such an advantage if your lead's going well. So the Bega boys have been going very well, especially the lead. He's been setting it up good. So Melinda, is that her name? Yeah, Melinda really needs to make sure that she's got her bowls in areas where she can score if she doesn't get the shot. And if you're not feeling the pace of the green, you just got to make sure they're in good areas.
Very good attempt.
Actually, I'll say that in any team game, if your lead's firing, you're a long way towards a victory.
Yep.
But Melinda's giving her skipper a chance by putting bowls in good areas, even though she's not playing, as well as her opposition. She's still giving her teammate a chance to score.
Husband.
Yeah. The only issue for them though is that the Bega boys, they're just nailing it.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
And yeah, the Bega skipper hasn't really given an opportunity to make a number either. He's always put one in amongst them,
Yeah.
So it sort of puts a little bit of doubt in your mind as to whether you should play that shot. Oh, if I play this shot, I'm only going to get an extra 1, Whereas before he could have made 4 or 5. But yeah, he's played.
Melinda, that's twice. They're 2 very good bowls.
The lead's played great lead bowls. And the
very
skipper's
good.
played good position bowls.
Yeah, very good head leading. You see how well Shane's playing there. He's finding the centre of the line. Nearly every end he's just finding the centre of the rink. Forehand round the clock play, I've noticed. But why change it when he's doing what he's doing?
Out on this big booming hand again. Coming back to the centre line again, Matty.
Fellas, you got a Jets team over on the other green.
Yep. Young Jordan Lean and David Lewis. Jordan Lean's the son of the one and only Ian Lean.
So if Jordan and Ian play together, Jordan has to play lead because that's the only way they can keep a jack on the green.
Well, he's actually become a selector for the district side now, Leany, so he hardly plays, to be honest with you.
He'd be over there watching, wouldn't he?
No, he wouldn't be out of bed yet. It's not 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
No, Jordan's going pretty good actually. He's a bit naturally gifted. He doesn't really train a hell of a lot, but compared to a lot of the other juniors that we have. But yeah, he still puts a pretty good rock down.
Bit of a tall lad too.
Very
Like
tall.
his dad.
Yeah, very tall. I think he's taller than his dad now. I've seen him the other day walking together. No, he's a very good kid.
It changed to 32 last year. Players at teams in, I think, seems to have worked pretty well. It was great atmosphere in the club last year. Seems to be again this year.
Yep, absolutely. This is our favourite event. Like I said, we love hosting it.
16 years now, I think, Andrew. Is that right?
Since 2009. Came here in 2009 when Ian Smith won the singles.
Yeah.
From down the South Way. Forget the club. And Lou Bund and Mark Oldham.
I remember
Lou
that.
Bund, Nelson
Lou Bund,
Bay.
Yep.
Nelson Bay. They won the pairs.
Yeah,
I
Mark
remember.
Oldham.
Yeah.
He still plays,
Oh,
Mark.
Jarrod. He's playing well. Not much luck going his way, but he's playing well. That just goes to show the position of the Bega Bowls.
He's played well.
He has. Jarrod certainly has.
Yeah. He's had plenty of bowls in the way against him that have been close.
And that is a credit to the Bega boys, how
Look,
well they're playing, the
that's
position of their bowls.
2 ends where he's an eighth of a bowl wider or narrower. He's got a good result.
The last end coming down here, he drew shot and then he drew a toucher and gave the shot away, if you remember correctly. And then the end going up the hill, he played 2 good shots and got nothing. He hasn't played bad.
No.
It's just probably been outnumbered in the head, like you said, Andrew. It's been the difference.
The Bega boys have just played that little bit better.
Yeah, they've been
And
very impressive.
And I do list in my mind of best games I've ever played. one where we gave up with 4 ends to go because we were so far behind. I played brilliantly. The problem was my opponents played better.
Yeah, and that can happen.
You come off the green, you think, well, I can't do anything better. I just need a bit of luck and a
Yep.
bit of them to not play so well. Well, we didn't. The opposition probably had a little bit of good fortune go their way, but in between that, they played some absolute clangers. So
That's a sport we play, Andrew. I think we've all got that story where you think you walk off and you look at the scorecard and you go, how?
well, to highlight that, I had a bowl, jack in the ditch, on the boundary peg, and I have drawn hanging over the ditch, over the top of the jack. And I've looked at it and thought, I cannot play a better bowl than that. I drew a second shot. Our opposition sat on the outside of my bowl. It fell in, the one above it. I said, oh, we've still got one because that one's out of bounds. It fell over and took mine spot. My mate had a run, touched that bowl, didn't move it, and the opposition drew another one inside. So
Not meant to be, mate.
that was gone that day.
So it looks like another 2 to the Bega. Puts me out to 13-1. 3 ends to go.
Now we do have to play all ends because we are sectional play. Tomorrow, we get to a point where it's impossible for a team to win. We call it off. But we've seen heaps of times in the rookies that a loss in the first game is not necessarily tragic. It's not a great start, but I think it was about 3 years in a row our singles winner actually lost their first game.
That's right. That's the beauty of sections.
And I understand some people's argument that it all should be knockout because then you're an undefeated champion, but you've got to take a different view. In sectional play, the aim is to win the section, and if you've finished top of the section, you're a winner of that section.
Yep.
That's.
Look at this.
I'll leave that philosophical debate to others.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a touchy one when I was speaking to a few people about sections and knockouts, and
I think it depends on the event, to be honest. This type of event calls for sectional play.
Well, you don't want to come from Bega to play one 12-end game. And I look at pennants, people accept it. 3 rounds, sectional play, then followed by the knockout stage. And even the argument with pennants, we take the top 2 sides from each section through to a quarter. Whether that's the proper thing or not is another question. I actually think it's great because it means that you have a draw in the first game, you're not gone.
He's played good, this fella.
yeah,
He has not played, like, one useless bowl.
no, he's playing really well, Shane.
And that's finished in behind. First one's a toucher. It's on the trail.
She's on a very good track. Melinda. It's got to get back for her now.
It's just going to get stuck. There's a little bit of a wobble in the delivery.
Yeah, just a touch.
Yeah.
Holds it out there. Well weighted, though.
All right, your skipper's now going to cross over.
Yep.
What are you going to play?
We are who?
Your Bega. Next bowl. Skipper's bowl. What would you play?
That's perfect.
Well, I'll see what this lead does
Yep.
first.
Fair call.
Well, the way Shane's playing, I'll be putting it around the back.
Yeah, that's a fair chance, I reckon. He'll be throwing it around the back.
Well, hang on.
Attacking line.
Melinda is close.
Yeah, she's very close.
This should hold. Oh, she's played really well.
Oh,
Chase it around the bowl. Fall over.
unlucky.
It's a good shot, though.
What does change that head around a lot.
Does.
Yeah,
It's a
draw the
very good
shot. Draw the shot, Andrew. That's my call.
I'm going to go backhand if I'm Bega now. I know there's a little traffic there. That orange bowl's behind Jack.
Backhand's a fair shot. You can give yourself a chance on the draw, turn your bowl past the jack, get to the orange one. If you find a hole, you pass the jack. Everything for playing it with confidence on the backhand, Andrew. I reckon you're right.
I also have that little assessment. Which hand can I do the least damage on?
Well, he's heard you again, Andrew.
That's good. I think it's a good shot selection. You're giving yourself a chance. If you're a bit quick, you get the toucher up. If you miss wide, you're going into those bowls through. No damage to hit those. Just hasn't quite reached. It seems to be a little tight on that hand coming. Just this one. And
Over this length, too, it is a little length, you know. The way Jarrod's been playing this forward in the last half a dozen ends, I think he'll draw the shot here.
Yeah, so another little thing, little intricacy of the green, Andrew, is on these shorter lengths, the backhand, especially the backhand, which is what you just played going this way, it is pretty straight. But when you get up around the tee, it'll turn. So when the jack's up around the tee, doesn't matter which hand you're on, it'll turn.
So, knowing that it's a bit tighter there, I'd actually be drawing a foot behind
He's played
through
this
the
good.
toucher.
He's played this good.
Sit the orange. If you sit your green bowl, you're pushing it onto the orange, or you just dead draw the shot. Very good.
Yeah, perfect. So Jarrod had jack high weight with his first, just be looking to correct his line.
Little toucher.
You only got to move it one roll. You're holding a couple.
He's just got it out on the high side.
Yeah, and this is what's happened from an off-centred jack. You know, like Jarrod's been drawn really well to the centre line, but just with this off, like the jack being moved, that was just more his pace. I think his line was actually well good.
I think Russell just needs to add 2 feet to his last bowl.
The white bowls your jack, run into the orange. You make that, it's game over.
Got a little wider, I think. Pretty good effort, though.
Yeah, very good.
I just had that more attacking thought. Probably same as Lennon, just to reach through the orange, give yourself one and behind, or
He's poked it.
The shot selection was right though. Try to get the jack in the ditch, make a number 2 or 3.
well, the thing is, you drop 1 or 2 here, it's not going to be any difference. You pick it up.
There's nothing
2.
wrong with the shot selection.
It's just unfortunate he's had to play a lot of those types of shots. He's been up against it a little bit.
Unfortunate thing too is you can end up looking at a bit of a lopsided score in these 12-end games because you get behind. It can be a little hard to get back in.
Yeah. And they get on a run, they get their confidence up, they dominate the length, and that's as you can see, they've pretty well been consistent with the length. There's been slight variations every now and then, but the length has been pretty consistent, and the lead's nailed it. Makes it pretty tough when the lead's nailing it, and the skipper's getting up the other end, having to play shots all the time.
Obviously, don't know much about any of the other teams out there, Andrew. From what we're seeing, this team from Bega will be pretty hard to beat moving forward.
Well, first game up, they've shown good, but have they peaked too early?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think first game nerves, and they're playing like this. Wait until they get settled in.
That's a good point.
All right, fellas, a little cast your eyes around the green. Who's got the best shirts out there?
Raymond Terrace.
Well, they set that one up for you, didn't they? I've got to love the Lambton shirts with Rosella on the back. I think that's very colourful.
Yeah, well, they're owned by Club Charlestown now.
Traditional club,
Yeah,
Lambton.
yeah.
Yeah, they're owned by Charlestown now. Still run their bowls out of there, though, so that's a good thing.
Outside of Raymond Terrace, Andrew, I'm going to pick the Bega one.
You like the big
I
one
do.
with the sunset picture?
Yeah, just having a look around, I'll go the Bega.
I've got to put my glasses on.
The McLean one's very colourful. It's got the cane on the shirt.
Yeah, I don't know,
Sometimes the shirts look better on the paper design than they do on the.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. That happens quite a lot.
Always good to get a test print. Don't mind the Picton ones with a bit of lightning on them. That's
Just looking out the window, Marrickville, they always turn out the rookies, don't they? I think
Yeah.
a lot of consecutive years, Marrickville have had a combo in the pairs or the singles.
Yep.
a very good support base. Always bring a lot of people.
I wonder if we're going to see Dermot up here.
Who?
Yeah.
Dermot Minahan.
Where's
Little Irish fella from Marrickville.
Yeah, do know
Oh
him.
yeah.
And that is, I'm going to call it because he's been so good, so I've got to say, that's his worst end, unfortunately, by Shane. He's been absolutely brilliant.
And look, if you're his skipper with that end too, you're going, well, you know what? You got two just behind. That's not too bad. Your short one's not in the way.
No, it's still good, but I'm just saying how good he's been.
Even Lee Schreiner would be saying that one's not really in the way.
No,
Wouldn't
he'd
be
be
too
happy with that.
disappointed.
And Melinda's right at the front of the jack. Yeah,
Stayed with
great
it.
shot.
What are you trying to say? Even Lee Schreiner. What does that mean?
Well, Lee's got a reputation
It's
of
'cause he's
saying to
cranky.
his leads, make sure you're not short, don't get him away. I'm not saying he's a cranky fella because I've never seen him get cranky.
Never heard of that, Andrew. Don't know what you're talking about.
He's cranky.
Well, no, Bousey said playing in the pairs with him, he had to make sure he was not in his way, let him play his shots.
Yeah. It's good to see him back in the Australian squad, Andrew.
Yeah, news, I hadn't caught up on that one actually, but certainly deserved.
Oh, well and truly.
I don't know what the issues are behind that, but I don't really care either.
No, I don't think he does now either. I think he's pretty happy to be back in.
Tough competitor.
Yeah, very mentally tough.
Probably a little different from the mould of the normal jovial bowler. He's a bit more reserved, but I always found Lee to be very easy to deal with and
Yep.
not too hard.
Yeah,
Raymond Terrace boys are getting beat. Sorry.
Well, just keep it tight. So the issue there, isn't it?
Shot by Jarrod holding 2.
Well, here's the test for the skipper from Bega. This is the test to see how they go. I mean, he hasn't been under any pressure, and really, you're not under pressure here at 15-1 with 2 to go. You're not going to lose.
But he hasn't had to play a shot though yet. Not like like a conversion.
Not bad here. If he had a clear road, he was drawing the shot.
No.
And I'll tell you what, though, I've bowled that one. I'm happy with it.
Oh, clear road, he had the shot. I think you'll see a change of hands by Jarrod. Try draw around the front green.
And look, I see some people, they would get cranky there because they haven't got shot. They'd be going, oh. Well, I try to look at it and go, well, you know what? I was about in the area.
100%.
Because you get cranky at your bowls, you're not helping yourself.
I'll have to remember that.
Well, there are some people who need to fire up to play sport.
Yeah.
They need to feel the.
Forehand under the jack for the 2 bowls. Or backhand, I should say.
I was thinking, how are you going to get that on your forehand?
The
I
other
think-
forehand.
Yeah.
Left-handed.
I think he'd played a good bowl his
No.
second one. I think he,
He'll play the backhand.
tried, yeah.
Under the jack for the 2 bowls. Why not? You can't,
Yeah.
miles in front.
Take the chance to practice one. It's not too bad a line. He's not real quick.
You notice that? I'm sitting here looking at the screen and I couldn't see around this guy, so
Lennon's just having a laugh at himself. He couldn't see. So he's gone to look around the bloke on the screen, see what was behind. Got so engrossed. That's a great story. Well, chance for Jarrod now. You're not going to win the game, but at least give yourself some confidence. Go into the last couple. Oh, he's just...
That's all right. It's a good opportunity for them to, for Melinda to throw a different length here for practice for the next game, you know?
Exactly.
Chuck one ditch to ditch.
Yeah.
Something completely different.
Yeah,
And
something-
see how they go, you know? And then
Yeah.
it might be a stepping stone going into the next round.
yeah.
So what
Yeah.
was that? 2?
2.
Yeah, you got to have. I don't know. when Melinda won the mat earlier in the game, the length that she rolled was pretty well the same, and then they lost that immediately, and they haven't had the mat again. Yeah, I think you've got to be a bit more vigilant on that sort of stuff. I don't know, like, once again, they're only rookies and all that sort of stuff, but there's always lessons to be learned, and there's one.
Well, here's another one. The Jackie's going to be longer, but the mat's in exactly the same spot as where Shane's been putting it.
Yep. And the mat's only about 3 foot further back. So this length is more or less the same length, minus 3 feet, or plus 3 feet.
So here's the tip. You've lost a heap of ends on a certain length. Make sure you put the mat in a different spot from what your opponent has.
Have to.
Like,
Go further up.
I don't want to sound critical, but Melinda just kicked the bowls back touch and put the mat just in front of the bowl. I know it is the last end they can't win, but I think it was just a good opportunity for them to throw something different.
Just test
to work
yourself
on.
out for the next game.
Yeah. And then you go into then you go into the next game with maybe a strategy.
We don't know what we're talking about. She threw a back toucher.
Yeah, well, of course. They always do.
Well,
that.
she's done it. No, she played a great bowl, but this is something you look at for anyone watching on who's a rookie. Go, well, okay, this is an idea.
You've always got to have a game plan, Andrew. You've got to have some sort of plan. Like, it was funny when we were watching the BPL the other day, and Carl Healy, he's big on game plans, right? And he spoke about it a lot. You've got to, and it's another example of what we're touching on it only a little bit. Carl touched on it a lot more, but yeah, you've got to have some sort of plan, and there could have been an opportunity to formulate a plan there based on a lot,
Carl, I think, is the most analytical bowler I've ever seen.
He's pretty good, but.
Yeah, very good player. Very good person, actually. He's
very analytical. He's a student of the game, mate. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's grit and determination.
Well, I put him and Lee in the same category in that. Like, them two stand out to me the most.
I think Lee's probably a little bit more intense, like with his mental, just from himself. Like, he just puts so much emphasis and pressure and focus on himself. Carl's probably more team oriented. No, I don't know. As far as his analysis of the game goes, that's all I'm saying.
He'll analyse. I've heard him talk a few times on it, and I like Carl. Got along well with Carl. The only thing Carl done wrong in the last few years, stopped putting his song of the day on Facebook.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what Carl is. He's a very good team motivator.
You'll
You'll hear it.
That's what I was trying to say.
You'll hear him.
That's what I was trying to say when I made the last comment.
Even if things are going bad, he's still got that voice.
Yep, you watch
Melinda
a state
wants
game.
more ends. That's brilliant.
Oh.
You watch a state game and you get
Absolutely brilliant.
Go the Blues, and that'll be Carl.
Absolutely.
Yep. Come
Doesn't
on,
matter who he's
Bruins.
playing for, mate. He's got that same passion.
Well, for the Bega fellas, they need probably just to get one close here rather than worry too much. Maintain your margin, I think, is one of the big things here. You don't try and make sure you don't.
And that's what a bit of pressure. I know the game's finished, but just with Melinda, just those three bowls, putting the pressure on Shane there. Where Shane in the previous ends was just front of the jack. You just see now with Melinda, and then where Shane's bowls are finished, it just goes to show what a bit of front end pressure can do.
They'll win this end.
Who have we got next up, Andrew?
Good question. I really haven't looked past the first game.
I'll let you know. It is Michael Bevitt and Neil Bonnet from Manila versus Adam Slater and Charles Burns from Mona Vale.
Manila. So people know where Manila is?
Yeah, it's in the Philippines.
No, not that one.
Oh.
Manila, it's out past Tamworth.
Sure?
Northwest. Pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it's a town in Australia out past... Didn't even know it was there, eh?
Northwest region.
Tamworth.
There you go.
Northwest of Tamworth.
I'm glad I was right because I look like a goose if I wasn't.
I was right. It is in the Philippines.
Yes, there is a Manila in the Philippines. Definitely. But these two guys don't play bowls in the Philippines. So Mona Vale, of course, they're Sydney Northern, Metro North East now.
We've got a full member here now in John Ziller, who we first met from the rookies when he played here for Mona Vale.
There you go.
He came in to play in the singles and fell in love with the area, and they decided to move here straight after that event.
I did laugh, though, at the name playing for Mona Vale, because Charles Burns, of course, anyone a fan of MASH?
Yeah.
No.
Was it
Yeah,
character in MASH?
Yeah.
I'm sure he cops that all the time.
Jarrod, we're looking at another.
Just to add one to finish off.
Yeah, well, if they can grab a 4 here, you know, bring back the margin. Like you said in sectional play, anything can happen.
And even if you don't end up winning the section, you finish this one strong, you start the next game more confident.
It's funny, isn't it? Melinda's played her best 3 bowls, best end, and that's probably her partner's worst.
Yeah, just probably couldn't get going, could they, together throughout the game?
No.
How's this one going?
Don't know. It's
Good advert.
Just look around the screen so you can
for
see.
anybody that's looking for a refrigerator,
Yeah.
better electrical service, all your
Oh,
electrical
well.
needs.
Has he drawn it? He's nearly
I
drawn
think he's
that.
still one down.
It's a good shot.
I'm gonna call that one to
Yeah, one to Bega.
Picton,
One to Picton.
but you will be able to check the final scores on Bowls Link. They'll be going on there as the second round goes out. I think Lee's going to be punching all those in very soon. But thanks for joining us, boys. We will be back again. Or there's a couple of ends to go on a couple of the games, so 15, 20 minutes or so. We'll be back with another game. But till then.